Hello. Welcome to me, listing off absolutely everything I know about Guilty Gear, having played it once in an arcade when I was 12, and then another time against John in his house, where I think I went 0 to 25. I think that's what we did.
I think so.
That sounds about right. 0 to 25. Maybe I might have gotten a 1, but I very sorely doubt it.
You might have gotten one in with Danger Time. Everybody gets the great equalizer. Everybody gets one.
Danger Time's a good mechanic. So, in Guilty Gear, there's the backyard. The backyard is an alternate dimension ? John, don't correct me.
I'm just gonna let you go.
So that's one thing. Guilty Gear takes place in like the real world, like our ass fucking world, until like a certain point where Freddie Mercury, an unnamed man until very recently who has like a rose for an eyeball, and Freddie Mercury's wife, do like human experiments on themselves and then become super, basically. Like Soul Bad Guy is Freddie Mercury, but he's immortal, which is why he looks like, he's never aged. And so Soul Bad Guy Freddie Mercury is the doctor who first got the thing, the juice, and then the juice makes him the dragon. When you do the whole dragon install, that super, he becomes the dragon. And then and then his wife, Freddie Mercury wife, becomes monster. But then the monster make other monsters, and then it becomes a war, like a race to get all of these monsters. And all countries get these monsters. And so now, like, a bunch of countries have these monsters. And like, society just gets fucked. And then magic also comes into this at some point. But magic is just super science, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh.
And then...
magic.
If I'm wrong, it comes from the backyard. Still don't know what that is. I just know it's an alternate some shit or another. And... at some point, Freddie Mercury has a daughter who, for some reason, has, like, this intricacy to her where, like, she is, like, death and life or something. She's, like, 3 beings in one. I don't know. But at some point, Freddie Mercury's arch nemesis, generic anime twink, at some point he fucks her and they get a child. From what I understand, in having fucked her, anime twink then also becomes part monster. He gets like the dragon, but not fully, completely. And then they have a child, but the child like grows up instantly, and he's a twunk, not a twink. Very important distinction. But he's also Goku. And...
I was like, Goku? Then I realized, like, oh, the staff. Yeah, he's Goku.
Yeah, he's Goku. Not like Dragon Ball Goku. Son Goku.
You pretty much, hit it.
There's time travelers, too. And one of them's like a time-traveling witch, but she's like... A secret. She's got a secret. She doesn't know who she is in some capacity, and if she finds out, that'll be completely catastrophic. And a lot of people are trying to find a way for her to not find out who she is. But there's also another time traveler who like also forget who he was, but because he was he like traveled so far into the future, he was like alone or something, and then experienced ultra pain. And then became pain in some kind of metaphorical sense, and then went back in time.
Yeah.
Does this make sense?
Yeah. Axel's story is cool. The time traveling shit is weird. There's a moment where like that man is like, oh, like, hey, your god like gave us a message for you, And then like he's like, what's
What?
the message? And then the time traveling god like speaks through Axel, and it's just like dial-up noises, like and then he's like, what does it mean? And to this day, I don't think it hasn't been touched upon yet, but his god told him something that only he understands at this point.
What?
Yeah. And then there's also, the magic thing is funny. So, like, the way it's explained is, like, some random day in 1999, like, all technology, like, everyone's fucking cell phone just started exploding. And all technology, like, everybody's...
How did I forget?
Like, done. Your microwave exploding, like, screeching at you because some, like...
Y2K was real. That's the whole thing.
Y2K was real because what Y2K was in this universe was some being from the backyard trying to manifest itself into our world. And so after that happened, everybody was like, yeah, all technology is banned, destroy it. And then I think everybody except India and a couple other countries was like, yeah, no, we're not throwing away our iPhones. And then India and some other countries like got together and shot their continent into the sky. And they're the floating nation of Zeph, and they're not a part of the UN, I think.
But wouldn't shooting your country into the sky involve technology?
No, their whole thing is that they don't want to give up the iPhone. They want to keep the iPhone. They said fuck them. We're keeping the iPhone. So they shot themselves up into the sky so they don't have to deal with our hippie BS. And then these dudes named the Apostles came down and were like, hey, you guys want magic?
Wait, came down from where? The backyard?
Nobody knows. They just came and they're like, hey, you want magic? Here. And then that's it. Like, this just, the Apostles gave them magic, which is literally just like technology 2.
So, like, every instance of technology that is seen in Guilty Gear, is that either Indian actual technology, or is it all magic?
Like, so the iPhones, they call them black tech because they're, like, blacklisted. Like, you can't have it. It's illegal. Black market
makes
stuff.
Sense.
So Zep has, like, all black tech. And everybody else just uses magic. So, like, there's a character, Answer, who uses he's constantly on a cell phone because he's Chip's assistant. And he has a little, like, circle, little, like, transmutation circle that he just holds up with 2 fingers to his ear. And, like, that's his little magic phone that he just talks to people with.
Right.
Guilty Gear's wild, people. I highly advise.
Potemkin's from Zep.
Yeah. He was like a slave or something, and then got freed by Gabriel, the president of, or like the leader of Zep. And then he was like, "Oh, you're free to go wherever." And then Potemkin was like, "Yeah, but it's sick here, so I'm gonna help you." And he's like, "All right, you're hired." Guilty Gear's sick.
Fuck all of this, actually. The only group that matters are the Jellyfish Pirates, May's crew.
They're the only ones that matter. I like Anji because his story is like, so there's like these 8 weapons called the Outrage, and they're like these super powerful magical weapons that can like destroy the gears. And Anji's fans,
Gears being the monsters, being the monsters, yeah.
Anji's fans are like their Outrage weapons, and he literally just stole them and was like, peace. And he just like wanders the earth, just like going on stupid adventures, like trying to learn like the secrets of I think there's some whole mystery about like the people of Japan, and like because they can access, like, the Japanese people have access to like a 5th magical element called ki, and like they have it innately, and it's really weird. But some characters can use it. Like, I'm pretty sure Chip can use it because Chip is such a weeaboo that he's just like, I like this, and he can use it. It's just Guilty Gear's wild. Just everybody be thankful this isn't a Guilty Gear podcast, and it is in fact a One Piece podcast.
Though we might pivot at some point when the games go on sale, you never know. But alas, for the time being, we are a One Piece podcast. In fact, we are Paramecia Fancast, a One Piece podcast in which we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is Franz.
My name is John, and dude, when Strive comes out, I'm gonna ascend, both lore-wise and gameplay-wise.
I don't know where I stand with all of this. Part of me feels like I have to play the previous games first, because I'm not in it for the fighting games. I'm dog shit at fighting games.
You're in it for the Tetsuya Nomura type lore.
Exactly. We talked about this earlier, and Guilty Gear feels like Kingdom Hearts, except it actually kind of makes sense.
There's like, as far as I can tell, there's very few retcons in Guilty Gear as opposed to
the Web
Kingdom
of
Hearts.
Lies.
Yeah, Tetsuya Nomura's Web of Lies. Where, like, okay, before we get started with the chapter, I just want to say, I didn't even buy, but I saw the final, like, DLC update for Kingdom Hearts 3, and the ending...
What?
The ending... So, spoiler alerts for Kingdom Hearts 3 if you even care at this point, but...
Give it like a minute or so, and you can, like, go forward.
Yeah. So, like, Sora... Okay, the Xehanort saga ends. Sora defeats Xehanort, gets the Keyblade, which is spelled X-I, and not key like K-E-Y, because I hate Tetsuya Nomura.
Blade, as in, like,
yeah,
the Roman, the Latin. No, fuck.
Yeah.
Greek, that's the one. Third time's a charm, baby.
I hate Tetsuya Nomura. Anyways, all of it's good. The entire lead up to 3 was like Sora gained this power called like the power of waking, and he can like dive into like he can like transport himself into people's hearts. Like they call it like diving or something. And basically he gets this warning like, oh, like you can't use that too much. Like, you know what happens to people when they overuse it? Like they end up getting like lost. And he quite literally uses it one last time to get everybody back and to save Kairi, which is the plot from the first game. That's all he wanted to do. Everybody is alive at the end of the game except for Sora, and in the DLC, like the secret ending, he meets this dude. When you're in the Toy Story level, there's a video game called like Yozora or something. Or no, it's called something Rex. Like the Forgotten King or like the True King, something Rex, Vanitas Rex, something like that. Anyways, this character looks, when you see him in the final cutscene, you're like, he looks an awful lot like Noctis. Like he looks like Riku and Noctis if they were like combined. And then you play the boss fight and like, this is a cool boss fight, but like he looks a lot like Noctis. And okay, True King, that's the name of the game in the fictional game. Oh, that reminds me a lot of Noctis. Oh, look here on the wiki page. It says that Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to be called Final Fantasy Versus 13, and it was made by Tetsuya Nomura. Oh, so he's just remaking Versus 13. The end of the boss fight is literally the first trailer of Versus 13 of Noctis in the car getting woken up by the driver. He's just
fuck this. No, shut the fuck up.
He's just gonna remake Versus 13. Chapter 1015 Chains.
We're here with chapter 1015 Chains of Memories. The first thing is a reader request. Love it. Hard-boiled. Real hard-boiled. Senior Pink being confused for a baby by a stork. And he's just chilling, drinking, he's...
I want this. I want this to be canon, and that stork is going to ODST drop. Like, baby, Senior Pink straight onto Onigashima.
Who else is going to save the day? Luffy? No, he's dead.
Yeah,
Senior
we've already
Pink
established
is coming
he's
in.
Dead.
Yeah, exactly. We don't back out of the things we say.
Oh god, so good. We speaking of dead Luffy, immediate start to the chapter. Luffy, blub blub blub, just like falling into the water, and as Chopper's getting like his arm ripped off by Queen. And he's just like, Luffy, like, you didn't really lose, did you? What are we supposed to do now? And he's like, it's like actually kind of brutal. Like, Queen is just like
chopping the poor boy's arm off.
It's messed up, dude.
But then there's other people, like a bunch of the randos also just losing the will a bit. Oh, Straw Hat lost? It's pointless to keep fighting? Is Lord Momonosuke safe? All of these questions. They're of course confused. The fucking... what are they called? The gifters.
Yeah.
They're out here having a grand old time because they're just high off of Kibidongo. Yeah. Thanks to those dumplings Speed brought us, I'm feeling great.
Oh, so good. I don't know how you samurai did it, but I don't know how you did it, but you samurai brought the most powerful rookies out there to this fight. You weren't weak, that's for sure. Master Kaido's just that strong as he's like beating the crap out of this dude.
But like, is he still under the Kibidongo stuff, or because did he beat up the samurai, or
he beat up the samurai? I think because what I'm assuming is because they ate the dongo, but they haven't received like the order from Tama yet.
That's a good point. I had not considered that.
So that's why, like, if Tama gets to the performance floor and gives the order through like, or if she grabs the frog like Momo does at the end of this chapter, like
frog
either
phone.
One of those. Yeah. But I love this. Like, that news is certainly going to hurt morale, but there's no way for us to know if it's true or not. The set like Kawamatsu and Izo are running, and then listen to those idiots acting like the battle's lost as Sanji swings Zoro, who's asleep in his like mega cast, and I can't. Have you seen that picture?
The blunt one?
Of the blunt, the Omni-Joint. That's all I could think of when I saw this panel. Like, Sanji. Sanji brought that loud to Onigashima.
He's gonna smoke him out. Like, oh my god. The end of... Oh, what's that Mel Brooks movie? Not Spaceballs, not...
Oh, no, History of the World Part 1.
That one. At the end of History of the World Part 1, the fact that they just, like, smoke out the enemies at the end,
they have
that's
the
what
giant
Sanji's
joint
gonna do.
On the back of the chariot, and then they just light it up, they just start running in circles.
Oh... That's the master plan. That's how they win without Luffy.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Omni-Joint. And I love the gifter he's hitting is just like a frog man.
Yeah, just literally a frog dude. Get him out of the way. It's so funny. But turn of the page, we get Queen talking down to Chopper. Hey, I was only playing games with you because I thought you wanted to play. And everyone's like cheering him on. But the rat bastard, Parasparrow, will not sit idly. And he goes on some fucking... He puts it in like the most annoyingly big brain way, I feel. Because he's like, the slaughter of their general has thrown them into disarray. Bettering. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. As he, like, unleashes a huge volley of candy arrows.
Oh, God. He just... So not only is he one of those guys on YouTube who has, like... Who makes video essays and has an arms crossed avatar as he says big words just to seem smart. Now, also... He's playing Monster Hunter and he's using the worst archetype of bow, the arc shot. Like, get this man out. This is why the Discord knows. This is why in Pirate Warriors 4, I will sacrifice anything necessary. I will lose I don't know how many units if it means getting over to where he is and killing him immediately. I do not like Parasparrow.
Dude, I just wish he would stop existing.
Yeah.
Maybe die, perhaps.
I wish he would commit no life.
But the poor randos out there still fighting below the whole stage area. They have nowhere to run, as they're saying, and shit ass Queen has like syringes coming out of his teeth. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't know, because those are definitely like regular teeth, not the gummy parts. But
Right.
he has like syringes coming out of the tips of his normal teeth. It doesn't make sense. I mean, at least it keeps the cigar in place, I guess. Like,
I suppose so. But he says like, "Oh, you're done too. You cowardly excuse for a monster." And you know what? If that's coming from Queen, that makes sense. Because this guy, quite the fucking monster.
if anybody else had said that to Chopper, I'd be like, "Hey, like, that's messed up. You can't say that." But him, I'm like, "Yeah, you're disgusting. Yeah, all right."
You know what? Maybe you can say that, actually.
Yeah, you could have this one. But before I pop off about Sanji, I did want to know. They've been calling him Chopper Emon.
Yeah.
Is that like just like a samurai title that they call him? Like, is the suffix like Emon like something in Japanese, or?
So there's several ways that are like very common to like end a person's name in Japanese, and these are very prominent when it comes like men have some, women have some. So what'll happen is that like you can kind of date someone based on their like given name, like probably around when they were born. This is more consistent with women, I would like to say, because like the whole like a good example would be Sakura Ko. Sakura Ko, the whole Ko thing means child. And that is such a common thing for women, specifically born maybe up until the 70s or 80s. So that like age range, like I'm working on a project for like some freelance stuff, and I know the person that I'm interacting with, her name ends in Ko, and based on that, in my mind already, I have an image of a like 40 to 50-year-old woman. It's not necessarily consistent, and like having taught junior high school students, I have seen kids with like Ko in their name. So it's not 100% of the time, but Emon as a suffix on someone's name is 100% just the Edo period kind of thing. So like, Kinemon is a good example because the Keen in his name, I believe, has something to do with a metal. And then the Emon, I don't know what it means per se, but it's definitely like always fucking used all the way back then.
Okay.
Like the Mon usually means like gate. I don't see the the whole connection. Momonosuke, the Nosuke, is another good example of like Edo period ass kind of fucking names. Though you do see kids with Nosuke nowadays. Emon, you're not going to see that. If I saw a kid with the suffix Emon in his name, I would bully him.
I'd pull him to the side and ask, like, how he time traveled to this point. Who brought you here? What do you want?
Or I'd ask the kid, like, hey, is everything good at home? Your parents
You good,
okay?
bro?
You good, bro? Because, like...
You good, bro?
Oh, buddy, that would be some shit.
Oh, man. No, that's cool. I just wanted to know, because, like, the past couple chapters, I when I read it, I read it as Choppermon, and then I would like look back at Chopper Emon, and I was like, I don't know what Emon is, but like it makes sense, the Kinemon, because they call him like, oh, Master Keen.
Yeah.
And then like when they refer to him, it's Keen Emon. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's just like a name suffix. And that's what's happened with all the Straw Hats during this arc. Like Zoro Juro. Juro is also a very dated suffix.
Sangoro.
Like I said, Goro, you might see it. I would say Goro gives me a like 60-year-old kind of man vibe. But Nosuke is like the only one of those suffixes that has survived to some capacity until now.
It's withstood the test of time.
Unfortunately.
However fortunate that may be. But, oh man. Speaking of, well, actually notwithstanding the test of time, dinosaurs and them getting kicked in the face. That was the smoothest transition I had.
Honestly, 10 out of 10. I support it.
10 out of 10. But we get Sanji kicking Queen in the side of the face, Diable Jambe holding the Omni-Joint, and then Rotisserie Strike. And he just like, so I think, okay, from the drawing of the double page spread, what I think is going on is that he kicked Queen so hard that Queen spins around, and when the head comes back to him, he kicks it again, and he just he's spinning, because like Queen is like, this Brachiosaurus is just like spinning.
It's like definitely the most cartoonish way for this to happen, but I would accept nothing more.
Yeah, I love it.
In doing this, Sanji has also deflected the whole, like,
all of the arrows.
Candy arrows coming down. And also gets fucking Queen launched into Perospero.
Oh, yes. Yes, somebody called it on the live reactions channel of our Discord. And they were like, John's getting what he wants. Queen versus Sanji. And I'm like, yes, dude. Yes, this is what I wanted.
We've been such adherents to the fact that Sanji would extinct the dinosaurs. Absolute extinction level event.
Oh, so good. And I love this moment. He's like, you held out strong. Well done, Chopper. As he like puts the cigarette in his mouth. And Chopper's like, Sanji, Luffy. And I thought this moment was good. Specifically, I read Artur's post about it. Because I didn't even think of the connection until I saw his thing. I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
Right.
So Sanji says to Chopper, he's like, don't cry, idiot. After all this time we've been together, how many miracles have you seen? And specifically with Chopper in particular, the Drum Island movie arc, or the Drum Island arc, the movie version of it that included like Robin and Frankie.
What?
There was a Drum Island movie that they made. I think it was an OVA, correct me if I'm wrong. But it was like a movie of the Drum Island arc. But it happened after Robin and Frankie had joined the crew, so they just inserted them into the movie. Like, they're just there chilling. It's
sure. Okay.
It's wild. But it's called Episode of Chopper, Bloom in Winter, Miracle Sakura. And particularly it talks about Dr. Hirolook. Because went all the way back, like in Drum Island, he's like, cherry blossoms, a mountain full of the prettiest cherry blossoms he ever saw. It was a miracle. It had to be a miracle. Or was it? Could there be a medically sound explanation? He's like talking about like how the disease was like cured by the Sakura blossoms or whatever. And I don't know, just the connection of the word miracle with Chopper specifically, especially because like having to deal with Dr. Hirolook and like he never said where he went with the cherry blossoms, but I'm like, it would be cool if it was Wano, because we've definitely seen places with like a forest of cherry blossoms. I think they showed it in the anime when Ashura Doji is like telling Kinemon, like when he brings him to the mass grave site of the people that fought for the Kozuki clan, he's like, you know, like this 20 years wasn't like just a walk in the park for us. I I believe that place was colored in the official like colored manga and in the anime, and I believe it was like cherry blossoms everywhere. But I just thought it was neat when Arthur pointed that out. I was like, oh, that's cute. A callback for Chopper. Like, Chopper gets one. Everybody gets one.
I really love it, especially because, like, you know, he's not holding on as much. He's like wavering a bit more. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, not to say that Chopper's weak or anything, but, like, he's basically still a kid.
Yeah. And it's like, even after the, I don't know, I guess especially after the time skip, because his was, and Fishman Island, he's like, oh, like, I'll be a monster for Luffy if I have to be. And then just taking that as, like, at face value, losing the guy that you're willing to, like, you know, or thinking that the guy you're willing to give everything for is, like, gone, is like, oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Like, of course that'll take the wind out of you, you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But, oh, it's so good. I love Sanji, so cool. I love he's just the way he tells Chopper, and then he's like, oh, take care of them. He's got the strength of 10 when he's healthy, and Zoro's like 2,000, and that's another call back to, like, I forget what, I think it was like Alabasters. Like, he says something like that. Like,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Because Zoro says specifically 2,000 again. He's like, no, I'm as strong as 2,000 people.
It's such a good thing. Like, I understand why the whole Zoro Sanji stuff, like, their dynamic is chef kiss.
It's good. And then the matchup I've been waiting for, leave that dinosaur to me. It's you're Judge's son. But why? Why does he keep fighting? His captain is already dead. Fucking Marco. This is why I like you guys.
You know what? It's Frankie's speed O. There's like some stylization on that straight from our Discord. Points out that this is the 2000 stuff is from Zoe. I believe this is Zoe, yeah, because they're talking to Dogstorm right here.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm not going to fight her. In that case, I'm worth 2,000.
Or like, and in this whole scene, Nami is just like patting him on the head. It's like, yeah, okay, 2,000, man, whatever. Man, that's a bit of a deep cut.
Good.
Frankie Speedo this week with a deep cut.
Frankie Speedo channeling the deep cut no me. You'll love to see it.
That we expect no less from our fans.
Yeah. There's a reason. There's a reason all of you guys have joined the Discord, because we're on the same wavelength. And if you want to be on the same wavelength, join the Paramecia Flower Capital on Discord. It's a good time.
Damn, the interstitial plug. Good job, John. Oh wow, dude, this whole thing, like, I love that it's all capitulated with Marco just, this is why I like you guys. But
he's such a troll,
dude. He really is. But despite all this, turn the page. First floor crawl space.
Gonna have a bad time.
Probably dead. Kondro should be dead, I hope. I'm so surprised that Kinemon is not dead. He's there, sword broken, twitching to get up. Momonosuke's crying during this whole escape. And even with that broken sword, Kinemon musters the energy to get it up and put it into Kaido's thigh as Kaido walks by.
Oh, man. This is rough. This part was rough to read, dude. Especially, like, the flat. Oh, so Kinemon's all bloodied up, wheezing and coughing. Dude. And we get flashbacks to, like, pre-Punk Hazard, like, right when they jumped. And he's like, you want me to call you father? That is right, to ensure your bloodline is kept secret. And then, hey, Lord Momonosuke, you said Lord again, father. And then, it just feels so wrong. Come on, get it right, father. And Raizo's like laughing, like, should I try it instead? And then we get the cutest pet, like, Momonosuke, father. And flashback to reality, and Kaido just, what will these extra seconds buy you? What will their escape change exactly? And oh my god. He's just, flee for your life, Lord Momonosuke. Run, Shinobu. And Kaido just he's holding a blade. I don't know if it's one of Kinemon's swords, but I don't think so, but he's holding a sword. And he just, like, we get the silhouettes, and he comes straight down into Kinemon's torso, and he says, face your death like a warrior. The problem with defeat is so few can accept it when it arrives. And, like, seemingly that's it for Kinemon. Like,
So
Jesus.
I was talking to Adri about it, and she was like, why are we so quick to count, like, Kiku is dead? Talking mostly about last chapter. And I actually had just gotten done recording with Kat and Joel from King of the What Now about that episode will be out July, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
But we're talking about, like, the end of the Marineford arc, and, like, how it's kind of the first time that someone, like, died on screen in One Piece, and it, hole through the chest, and Kiku, hole through the chest, Kanjuro, slash through the chest, Kinemon just now, hole through the chest. It's just, like, a very consistent way of Oda showing, like, someone's either about to die or is actively dead.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh man, I don't know. I'm on the opposite side of because I know a lot of people online are like, oh, like, the loud minority of people, when they talk about death in One Piece, they're like, oh, like, Oda doesn't kill anybody. He's, like, too afraid to kill anybody. And it's like, they go into it believing that, like, every character is going to live unless they're, like, explicitly told that character's dead. And I feel like I'm just the opposite. Like, I see this. I see Kiku's, like, lifeless corpse. I see Kanjuro's lifeless corpse. And I see Kinemon with the last of his energy get stabbed through the chest. And I'm just like, dude, like, they're dead. Like, and if they come back, I trust Oda enough to where it'll make sense. If they come back, it won't be like,
right.
They're such major characters. If they came back, or if, like, they were, like, if this didn't kill them, but they were just, like, brought to the brink, like, okay, I could believe that. But, like, as it stands right now, like, this silhouette panel, Kinemon is he's not looking good.
Yeah, like, we're not, like, we don't want these people to die. But the fact of the matter is, this is, like, I would to meet naysayers halfway, I would say that up until recently, Oda doesn't kill. But
Yeah.
Onigashima has been just as big as Marineford, if not more, just how Oda was promising.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, death will have to come at some point. For who exactly, no fucking clue. But it's definitely on the table, and I'm not gonna shy away from speculating that these people who have taken this insane amount of damage this whole time are dead.
Yeah. And, like, especially when you take into account, like, all of these characters, they never went into Onigashima like, oh, we're gonna live to tell the tale. Like, the entire time, their mission is like, we're doing this, and if we die doing it, like, so be it. But it has to be done. When they got to Onigashima, they sunk their own return ships. They're like, we don't need them. We're not gonna return from this place. Like, and I think they even, like, threw away, or some of them threw away their scabbards. And that's a sign of, like, yeah, I'm not going to need this because I'm not going to re-hilt my sword because I'm, like, this is where I die. Like, this is where I make my final stand. Like, I'm not going to need to return my sword anywhere. Like,
exactly. Like, they've already made their convictions. And at this point, like, I want to see, there's a lot of the red scabbards that have not finished their fight specifically.
Yeah.
Especially like Inuarashi and Nekomamushi. Both of them have a lot more to do with than just being a red scabbard, because they're also the leaders of Zou, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll die, but everyone else, it's unfortunate to say, but I do think it's on the table.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even Kinemon, like I held out like, oh, Kinemon, like he has to survive like to get some closure with his own wife, but it's like, what if he somehow gets that, but like not while alive? Like, like what if it ends up that like, we could get a thing where like he left a message for her through somebody, and it's like, it's messed up.
It's unfortunate, but that's how things are looking. Again, we don't want these people to die, but we're just saying it how it is, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, it is messed up.
Yeah.
But
we continue, because Momonosuke is being taken care of by Shinobu. They're running away, but Momonosuke has the frog communication thing with the Mary.
Yeah.
And
he just stole a frog.
It's like, she's like, my lord, why? And he just looks at the frog, like, out of context. It's kind of really funny. He's just looking at the frog. I must tell them. Tears coming down him and everything. And we get like these like this interstitial kind of like, Momo, tell them. And
you see him, like, you see the panel of him holding his head from last chapter where he was like hearing, we had asked last chapter, like, what the heck is he hearing? Like, is it Zunisha screaming at him? Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Turns out
Momonosuke, like, I don't know how he activates the Mary. I guess open channels, but he gives the announcement, my name is Kozuki Momonosuke. And everyone's like, oh shit, he's live. Oh, ooh. I pass along Lord Luffy's words, and everyone's like, oh, he's crying. Oh, because Kaido already killed Luffy? And then as he's crying still, he yells at the frog. Yelling at
context,
the frog.
This scene is so great.
Luffy is alive, and he tells me that he will return to the battle. So keep fighting no matter how hard and painful it is. As long as you still breathe, continue the fight. And it's just Luffy drowning.
This is wild.
I don't know if this is a function of conquering kings or the voice of all things, or if those are connected in the same.
I think it's like a weird mixture of the two, because I immediately thought of what you had been saying a couple chapters previous, like when Luffy got knocked out, like his conquerors was like just active. Like when Kaido first knocked him out, he was like, oh, like, Matt, they're like, Lord Kaido, you won. He's like, no, I didn't. He keeps staring at me. And it like, they look over at his dead body, and he's just like, or his unconscious body, and you just see Luffy like glaring at him, like with, the whites of his eyes just whited out. And then, that's when Kaido confirmed, like, oh, like, I can feel his conquering spirit is strong, but like it can be broken. But I think this is that, like, Luffy, I don't know if it's a function of conquerors, like it could be, but like,
yeah,
the fact of the matter is he knows how to speak using the voice of all he knows how to communicate with Momonosuke,
and he knows that he is communicating specifically with Momonosuke.
Yeah, like he's able to utilize the voice of all things to connect with Momonosuke and relay the message. And I'm like, dude, this is sick.
And I feel like some people will be like, oh, this is kind of an ass pull. But we've always had the giant asterisk that Oda set up as the perfect, like, Deus Ex Machina, basically, where hockey gets stronger in the heat of battle. So this could very well fall under that exceptional category. What a fucking Chad. Oda just straight up said, I do what I want, and it's fucking canon.
I do what I want and you're gonna like it, and I sit here eating up my nutritional glop and I say, yes, Oda, please give me more. Yum, 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 yum.
More glop, Oda. Please.
Please.
But, like, Luffy's, like, arguably still relaying this message. Just tell them I will beat Kaido. And his final statement in all of this, Momonosuke yells to everyone, Luffy is going to win. And here we see loads of people along everyone allied. Yamato, Raizo, Jinbei. Then we get randos, Frankie, Poor Chopper, Brook, Who's Who sweating a little bit, Robin, King kind of just like, oh? Kid with a shit-eating grin on his face.
Yes.
And everyone's finally, like, powered up.
Oh, man. It's so good. And Kaido appears next to them, to Shinobu and Momonosuke. And he's like, are you satisfied now, son of Odin? And he goes in to kill them, and then Shinobu, clutch with her, what I think is a broken devil fruit, but
that could be used a lot more.
Yeah. Ripe jutsu, and she decays the side of the cliff, and they fall down. And Kaido just, like, stops, and he doesn't go after them, he just, like, stares at them, like, falling. And then we get this cool transition of, like, the rocks falling to the bubbles through the water. And then the thing I completely forgot was, like,
dude, I'm so pissed at the both of us, because we're out here with these, like, grand theories of everything, and we forgot about the single motherfucker in the world who has a yellow goddamn fucking submarine.
We forgot that Law literally switched him and the samurai's places with rocks to get onto Onigashima, and was like, and I think he explicitly told his guys, like, oh, just wait here in the water, like, we'll be back.
I'm so fucking angry.
Oh, God. And they're like, you're right, it's a person. Is that Straw Hat? How could he be speaking in the water? I don't know, just help him. Quick, is he even still alive? Which, first off, I want to pause, because, like, they heard him.
Right.
How could he be speaking in the water? I don't know, just help him. So they heard him speaking, so it's like, maybe it is a conquering sting or something? I have no idea.
Maybe one of them is sensitive enough for it?
Maybe.
I don't know. There's so many unknowns in this situation.
Yeah, it's wild.
Dude. All this while, you know, everyone's like happy about this, but poor old Otama, she's crying. She's absolutely sobbing. Big bro, he's still alive. As Nami and Usopp try desperately to get her to the stage finally. And we get a weird bubble out of nowhere. I'm glad to hear about Straw Hat. Yeah, exactly. It's like, who said that? My climb attack just stopped.
I love Zeus.
Zeus's shit-eating grin is in Nami's climb attack. How? I don't know.
I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is that she tried to feed him the lightning bolts, like the black thing, the black clouds,
the eggs.
The thunder clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, the eggs. She tried to feed him the thunder eggs or whatever. And, like, I don't know. Like, because Hera definitely, like, chomped down on his body.
Right.
So maybe, like, because it showed Hera eat both him and some of the black, like, eggs or whatever. So, like, I don't know. Maybe, like, I mean, I'm sure the explanation is just going to be way more simple than I'm making it, but, like, for sure it'll be more simple. But, like, when she bit down on him, she, like, broke, or, like, her eating him was supposed to, like, separate the two, right? The cloud and the soul. And she was going to absorb the soul. And maybe she didn't actually absorb the soul, and the soul was instead, like, found a new host, which was her climb attack. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Some Soul King type stuff where like the soul was exorcised from the body and then it just found a new host.
It might be something like that. I don't know. And
Yeah.
I feel like with Big Mom's soul magic shit, I don't want to even speculate at this point.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm about it. I love this stupid Zeus's face. I love this.
I wish, like, put Oda, have Usopp give Nami's climb attack Zeus's dumb little propeller cap.
It needs to happen. If
Like-
it doesn't happen, I don't want Zeus in there.
Exactly. Without it, is it really Zeus?
Yeah. It's the ship of
The ship of Theseus?
the ship of Theseus. If you replace all the parts of the body, is it really Zeus? If you replace the propeller hat, is it still Zeus? Oh god.
I will be on the philosophical side only in this case that no, it is not Zeus. Only in this case.
Until I see a propeller hat, no, it is not Zeus.
Confirmed.
But oh god, we get Big Mom against Kid. Like, ma, they're just bluffing for him. If he fell into the sea, he's dead for sure. But the longer you work with him, the more you get this funny feeling that he'll find a way out of this in the end. And you see someone walk up. I know those little snow leopard pants. And Kid is like, Trafalgar, don't tell me you're here to mess up my fight. He's like, grow up, Eustace. Let's form a temporary alliance. And I'm like, yeah!
Dude. Oh, like, both of them have the most fucked up, powerful kind of Paramecia fruits we would ever see, you know?
Yeah.
So, and the fact that they understand how the other fights, this is gonna be some shit.
Yeah. Both of them against Big Mom is... Oh, yes. I want it so bad.
But that's not even the cherry on top. Because right below that, up from the top rope, the top of the cage.
The top of the cage.
From the top of the Hell in the Cell. Kaido.
Oh my god, Yamato's cashing in Money in the Bank.
Oh, Kaido looks up with the fucking stink in his eye. I think you mean Father Yamato. No, I've come here to cut those chains.
Dude, Yamato, he's about to mess up his dad.
Dude, I can't, I'm so glad that no matter what's really gonna happen here is we're going to see the apex of Yamato's fighting capacity.
Yeah, we're gonna see his apex form. We're gonna see whatever that transformation that was teased. Yeah. I saw somebody, I forget who. It might have been Arthur again. Just coming out with mad bangers.
I mean, honestly, that's how he is sometimes.
But it was, so if you're not caught up on the One Piece anime, they're in Wano, but they just updated. So the episode just happened where all three, Luffy, Law, and Kid, appear to ambush the traitor. They ambush Kanjuro, and he's like, "What? Like, I thought all of you guys were what?" And they're like, "Oh, you guys aren't fighting fair." And he's like, "Fair? You're at sea with pirates. Like, what are you talking about, fair?" And it's the shot of all three of them. But for that episode, they changed the opening. Specifically, they added Yamato into the opening in a really... I highly advise you to look up the new opening. It is so cool. Like, the amount of frames that went into animating this is just so spectacular. It looks so good. Like, it's Yamato with I forget what the mask is called.
Oh,
right. The demon mask is it starts with an H, the word. But anyways, the mask flies off and Yamato is walking towards the screen. Specifically, Yamato, his face is shaded out, and he has yellow eyes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I know in the official colors, I'm pretty sure Yamato doesn't have yellow eyes.
Fuck it. You know,
But the yellow eyes thing is to just all that to say that somebody had pointed out that maybe Yamato, maybe he has a mythical devil fruit of the, what is it? The Byakko, I think is what it's called. It's like some legendary like tiger. But it's known for having like in every iteration of it that's like colored, it has like these bright yellow eyes. And it's like this like mythical tiger, and I forget which it's like the mythical like white tiger. I don't know. Somebody was saying that maybe it could be like maybe they're gonna have maybe the Alliance forces are going to have like maybe they're gonna have the I forget what it is, the four gates, like the blue dragon of the north or whatever, the phoenix,
right? Stuff that we were talking
tiger.
about like way early when like Kaido first turned into a dragon.
Yeah, because they have either Kaido is the dragon or Momonosuke could be the dragon. Phoenix, which is Marco. If Yamato is this tiger, then all we would be missing is the turtle.
Peckums?
Mysteriums from the top rope. He's back. But either way, it's a really cool. The opening looks super sick, and if Yamato has some kind of transformation, I just can't wait to see what it is, because I feel like his transformation is going to look so cool.
Dude, I desperately need to know like what's up.
Oh, for sure. Yamato is too cool of a character to like not see more of.
Especially because like he was like cuffed up for so long.
Yeah.
It would make sense that they were sea stone cuffs.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was sea stone cuffs, then like it's even more interesting, because that would mean that Kaido purposefully chained him up so that he wouldn't use whatever devil fruit he has.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, what can his devil fruit like actually do?
Oh.
Because I feel like if that's the case, then his devil fruit is going to be very instrumental in overthrowing this whole thing. Like,
dude, it would also make sense, because if it really is a tiger kind of thing, because in Japanese old like folklore, I guess, it must have come from Chinese as well. There's always this dichotomy of like dragons and tigers and this and that. Yeah. It's the whole concept of Toradora, dude.
Oh.
Real ones know.
Tora, tiger, Dora,
Dragon.
I know Dora from Kaicho, because she always says it.
Fucking VTuber scum.
Yeah, VTuber scum, die.
Oh, dude. If that really is the case, I'm really excited to see it happen.
Ooh.
Actually, fuck, what was I gonna say? You are wrong about Yamato's official coloration, because his eyes are kind of yellowish. They're like brown yellow. At least in the volume cover.
Eat my butt. I'm not wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
No. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I thought that they were different, but maybe I'm. Look, we all know the deep cut know me. I'm like Taskmaster. The more I remember, the less I remember.
You know, those are things that like I would forgive you for forgetting. Like I saw it because it just came up on my Twitter feed.
Sick. I am on. So I searched the Byakko, the white tiger. This can be the crack theory, which is an actual theory. For once, I'm giving you all an actual theory.
Oh man, that's a.
Which I feel like we give some theories sprinkled throughout the episodes, but
yeah, we do at least that. But those are like real theories, and sometimes we'll give a crack theory early on because the joke is too good.
They're just funny, all right, guys. But It says I searched up the Byakko, which is it's Baihu in Chinese.
Sure.
Jifeng Baihu, which is the white tiger of the West in Chinese, or Byakko in Japanese. And it says in Chinese culture, the tiger is the king of the beasts, and is presented with the symbol for king on his forehead. According to legend, the tiger's tail would turn white when it reached the age of 500 years. Okay, yada yada yada. Well, Yamato's hair being white. In this way, the white tiger became a kind of mythological creature. It was said that the white tiger would only appear when the emperor ruled with absolute virtue. That could be Momonosuke, or if there was peace throughout the world.
Which, the Dawn.
Yeah, the Dawn. Yamato getting freed conveniently when the raid is happening.
You know, I like this. I'm glad we have a lead as to what the fuck the Fang shit was. Because before we were going around like absolutely sweating, just like
Come Gate was running rampant.
Once this like actually comes through and we know what it is, we're gonna look fucking dumb for the whole Come Gate shit.
Oh god, Come Gate happened. It was real. We were all there.
Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we shouldn't have been there.
Oh god.
If you or a loved one have been harmed by Come Gate discourse, you can tell us on our social media. We are at Paramecia Cast on Twitter, Paramecia Fancast literally everywhere else. If you want, on the pinned tweet on our Twitter is a Discord link, and you can come to us straight on our Discord and tell us the fuck off about how Come Gate has permanently damaged you in some way. If you are a Come Gate lover, then please stay tuned every Monday for new episodes. They go first to our whole podcast shit at parameciafancast.libsyn.com, or they go straight to your podcatchers. What's a podcatcher? Your Spotify's, Google Plays, etc. Or you can wait a little longer and get the final episode on YouTube. That takes an inordinate amount of time. So, will it be Monday? Hopefully. No guarantee.
I've usually gotten it down. It's been, the past couple times has been really good. It's gone on Monday late as hell at night, basically like Tuesday morning. That is usually the time when YouTube does not give me any issues. So it actually works out perfectly.
That's good to know, because it's very frustrating. Yeah. Honestly, it's been. So that's it, honestly.
That's it.
Huh.
I got nothing else. This is the first time that we're not going to end with like a funny quit bit.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.